religion is deceptive. I think this verse is hilarious. Check this out. What are they doing? What's the big thing that they're doing? Building a tower, right? What does it say that happens next? I love this. Maybe it's just because I'm nerdy. I'm super nerd, whatever. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of man had built. Could God not see it? I mean, if you've been in this a bit, you know that God can see everything and knows what's going on. He's omniscient. He's omnipresent. It's not like God couldn't see it and had to come down and be like, okay, what's going on? It's divine irony. They're building this tower up into the skies, this great thing to make a name for themselves. They had figured out how to make bricks and all this. We're going to build a ziggurat up into the sky. And God says, what is that? What are y'all doing? Can't even see it from up here. Let me come down and see if I can see what you guys are doing. God's basically kind of mocking them. That's what's going on. And God had to come down to even see this thing they were trying to build so high. I want you to realize that religion says you can achieve your worth through your works. That's what the entire world tells you. You are as worthy as you perform. And God looks at our performance and says, that's cute. You've seen those memes that it's like, oh, so-and-so's doing this. Oh, that's cute. And it's kind of mocking. That's essentially what's happened here. God says, let me come down and see. Oh, that's a nice little tower you're building there. And for us, we try to build up through our performance or through our social status or through the amount of money we have so we can spend and people can see us, or the amount of money we have and we can save so we know we're secure in case anything happens. We try to do all this stuff, and God looks at it and says, that's cute. It's like, that's not, it's not going to do for you what you're longing for. Religion is so deceptive because it promises what it cannot deliver. This guy, Harold Abrahams, I'm going to keep talking about him because this is just an incredible illustration for what I'm talking about. It just fell into my lap. I don't mean I'm incredible. I didn't mean that in an arrogant way. I just mean it goes perfect. Harold Abrahams was one time talking to one of his friends, and you know what kind of guy he was. I got 10 seconds to justify my existence. He said this to his friend Aubrey. He said, you, Aubrey, are my most complete man. You're brave, compassionate, kind, a content man. Contentment, that's your secret. I'm 24 years old and I've never known it. Abrams looks at his buddy, just simple dude. He's not an Olympian sprinter. Says, man, you are content. That's your secret. I'm 24. I've never known the meaning of contentment. I've never been content. And he later said to his buddy, he said, I'm always chasing after something and I don't even know what it is. He said, I always know I'm going forward, I'm striving, I'm trying to chase something. I don't even know what the something is. It's because religion says chase it, achieve, get your worth through your works. And it promises you can do that. And it doesn't work. If you read Philippians 3, we're talking about this dude Saul of Tarsus, right? You know this is the Apostle Paul, probably. His name was Saul before Jesus saved him. He says this, when he kind of sums up, he is saying, I was circumcised on the 8th day, which is like a big thing. A dude was circumcised on the 8th day as a Jew. I'm a Hebrew of Hebrews. I'm a Pharisee. I persecuted the church. You know what he ended up saying once he saw Jesus? Once he realized how deceptive his religion was, he said, I count it all as rubbish. And if you look at the Greek word for rubbish, it's not pretty. It's basically, I count it all a steaming pile on the lawn. You have a dog come through your neighborhood or something and just drops a big one on your lawn. Paul would point at that and say, that's the worth of religion. And Paul already said, if anyone thinks he has confidence in the flesh and what he's done, I got more. It's like, don't even try to go toe-to-toe with me for performance. I was as good as it gets. And he said, and I count it all of my religious performance, everything that I did, I count it as a pile on the lawn. Religion is so deceptive, and I don't want you to continue to be deceived by this. This is not just deceptive if you're a non-Christian. This is deceptive if you are a Christian. Because, as Martin Luther said, I believe he's right, the default mode of the human heart is religion. So Martin Luther said, this is like 500 years ago. Dude's saying stuff, it's like, yeah. Jesus is my hope. Jesus is my righteousness. In Christ alone I'm secure. But how am I doing? Am I doing good enough? Am I performing good enough? Is the church attendance big enough? I don't know if you're like me, but my heart keeps, Jesus. I don't know, my performance, Jesus. And we keep going back to religion, and it's deceptive. Promises what it can't deliver. We're forever in pursuit, and we don't even know what we're chasing. It's never enough. And whatever default mode of your heart, whatever religion in a sense, whatever do this and you're accepted, whatever that is for you, it will never be enough. I love you, and I tell you this because I want you to be freed from trying to find your worth through what you've done. Some of you have failed in big ways, and you think that you're defined by your failure. And in Christ, you're not. You're not defined by your failure in Christ. You're not defined by your successes in Christ. You're defined by the work of Christ alone. That's the good news of the gospel.